In today's video, we are going to be breaking down the Kansas City Chiefs drafting Isiah Pacheco. Now, before we get into the video, please consider liking and subscribing, and let's jump right into the video. So in the 7th round of the 2022 NFL Draft, the Chiefs selected Isiah Pacheco, the running back out of Rutgers, with the 251st pick overall. So if we're just looking at him and what his attributes are, he's 5'10", 216 pounds, and he's a really fast running back, 4.37 speed. So he has the speed. He definitely is going to be a guy that has straight downhill speed that can bring a jump to an offense when it comes to the run games. Now, if we're looking at his college numbers really weren't that big. If we're looking at his best season, which came back in 2019, he had 169 rushes, 729 yards. He averaged 4.3 yards per carry and had 7 touchdowns. That was his best season in college. Obviously not that big of numbers for a guy coming out of college, because it seems like college running backs usually have a bit bigger numbers, but at the same time, things are always different. The schemes in the NFL are different, so he may fit in perfectly with the Chiefs. In his career, he had 563 attempts, 2,442 yards, 4.3 average, and 18 touchdowns at his time at Rutgers and in college. Again, not big numbers, and especially when it comes to the pass game, he did not really have that many big numbers when it came to the pass game in his 4 years of college. In his career in college, he had 47 receptions, 249 yards, and 1 touchdown. So this pick just seems to be kind of like a depth pick and maybe a guy that's going to come in every once in a while. I don't think he's necessarily going to be a third down back, but the Chiefs, they have Clyde Edwards-Helaire already on the team. They brought in Ronald Jones this offseason. They have Derek Gore on the roster. So this seems like to be just another running back depth piece for the Kansas City Chiefs. He could be that guy that comes in on that odd, third and very long, or maybe comes in just sporadically throughout a game. But he's not going to get a ton of carries. He's not going to be a guy that's going to make a huge impact on this Chiefs offense. I really don't think. Now, when it comes to Andy Reid does like to use his running backs in the passing game, so he may find a role at some point in his career in that. But again, with the 7th round pick, I don't really have the high expectations of this guy making a huge impact for the team. Not a diss on that guy, but these kind of guys are just there to kind of feel out and see what they can bring to a team. So he's going to have some work to do when it comes to training camp, OTAs, things like that. But at the end of the day, he's a fast running back, so he has the ability to bring a spark to the Chiefs offense if the Chiefs need him by chance. But again, I think that Brett Veach did a good job in this draft. I think this draft was mainly the Chiefs, especially in the third day, was addressing depth. In the first couple of rounds, the first couple of days, they did a good job of addressing the needs and getting great value at those. I think this was more just depth at each of these positions, mainly in the later rounds. And I think, again, nothing wrong with depth. I mentioned that in other videos breaking down these draft picks. Never ever a bad idea drafting for depth, because anything can happen in the NFL, and you need a guy to come in who knows the offense, ready to play, and make an impact for the offense. So when it comes to Isiah Pacheco, I really like what he does on the football field. I think he's a very fast running back, and if he does get into any of the games that the Chiefs play this year, I hope he makes some plays, and I'm kind of excited to see what he does in the preseason, because then we'll really get to see at least a little bit of the potential that he brings to the Kansas City Chiefs offense. But those are my thoughts on the Chiefs drafting Isiah Pacheco, the running back out of Rutgers. Give me your thoughts down below on the Chiefs drafting Isiah Pacheco down below, and I will see you in the next one.